Hello vinyl community and anyone watching this. I'm back. My third video today. There may be more. I'm way behind. This one is for Randy, Deadwax66, who has 148 subscribers. Actually, he's at least at 151 last time I checked. So congratulations, Randy. And Randy is having a 148 subscriber contest. So if you don't know who Randy is, as he says, he's not up everybody's alley, but I think he is, because you can learn so much from him. He's a guy that loves psych and loves garage. Those are his two basic things that he loves. Also a huge Ramones fan, loves punk as well. And just a really cool guy with really cool taste in music. So please check out his channel if you don't know who he is, and you'll like it. I've learned a lot from you, Randy. So I want to thank you for that before I even start. My nose itches, excuse me. That's better. Okay, so Randy's having a contest, and Randy wants us to show 10 albums, and he said he's got about 2,500 albums. I probably have way more than that. In fact, I know I do. So to go through them all, or even in your mind to go through them all, and he wants us to pick out 10 that we would never get rid of. Well, I have probably hundreds that I would never get rid of. So for right now, these are my 10 that I'll never get rid of. But I'm sure there are hundreds more, and any of them, somebody offers you enough money, you'll get rid of anything, right? So, and they're not all rare. He didn't want us to pick out our 10 rarest records or our 10 favorite records. Just 10 records that we won't get rid of for one reason or another, and then say why we won't get rid of them, basically. I hope I have the idea right. Anyway, so Randy, here we go. I pulled 10. These are in no order whatsoever. I pulled out the Who Sellout. Now, despite the outer plastic being ripped here, I need to put it in a new sleeve. This is an original stereo copy, still in shrink. And the reason I would never get rid of it, besides it being a really, really, really excellent stereo copy in shrink, is that a long, long time ago, this is one of the first records I ever found at a Goodwill for 50 cents. And I still consider it to this day it's got the hype sticker too, by the way. I was showing you the back cover. There's a hype sticker. To this day, I still consider it my best thrift store find. I found records that are worth more, but I mean, come on. Finding this in a thrift store for 50 cents is just amazing. So, number 1, I'll never get rid of. Number 2, not a great album. In fact, I don't even know if I've ever listened to it all the way through. It's a compilation called Out of Sight on Design Records. And the reason I will never get rid of this is, I gotta find it on here. Oh, where is it? Come on, right there. The Beach Nuts. Psycho Annie. The Beach Nuts didn't actually exist. The Beach Nuts is Lou Reed, and this is Psycho Annie. One of the later things he did before joining the Velvet Underground. And to me, it's a lost Velvet Underground song. It sounds so much like the Velvet Underground. I had a feeling John Cale was on this record, and it might be my favorite all-time Lou Reed song. So for that reason, I will never, ever get rid of Out of Sight on Design Records. And if you ever see this cheap, pick it up. Just for that. But it's got Lou Christie on it, Tommy Rowe, Lou Rawls, Paul Revere and the Raiders. All odd stuff. Joe Tex. Interesting album. Okay, that was 9. They're not in order though. 8. I was going to do a joke, by the way, and I didn't do it. I was going to bring in a Herb Alpert album and go, because where would I ever find it again? But I didn't do that. This, just because it's in shrink, and I love this thing. It's the worst album I love that I own, probably. Mae West, Way Out West. Mine's still in shrink. It's got this huge 58-cent thing on it. It's got a still can be played on all systems sticker on it. Still in shrink. Mae West with these guys. Whoever these guys are. And this album kind of rocks. It's Mae West. And she covers Day Tripper, Treat Him Right, Nervous, When a Man Loves a Woman, If You Gotta Go, one of my favorites. You Turn Me On by Ian Whitcomb. Boom, Boom, Shaking All Over is really good as well. Twist and Shout. Just an awesome record. I actually saw one of these at the record show today. I don't know what the guy wanted for it, but it probably wasn't as nice as this one. This I found, can't remember if I found it at a thrift store or online, but I know I got a really good deal on it wherever I got it. Next, I've never known, I've shown this once before a long time ago. I've never known if this is real or if this is a bootleg, but it's the original version of George Harrison's Somewhere in England. Not his best album, but one of his top 5 easily. And this is the version with the 4 songs that were taken off and replaced by 4 other songs. It is on Warner Brothers. I have a feeling it's a bootleg. I've always thought it was a bootleg, but they even did a UPC. So I don't know if it is or isn't. I don't know what this is. But to be honest, I've never seen another one. And this is the cover they used when they redid it on CD a couple of years ago. So, I mean, it comes from legitimate sources, whether it's legitimate or not. So, just for the rarity alone, this one is for the rarity and just the coolness of it. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. Next, Alex Chilton, Box Bottom. Not a hard record to find, really. This is probably an 80s press, German import on Outline Records. But this has been out on CD. It originally came out as an EP. I'm trying to remember the name of the record label, the New York City label that put out the box set. Anyway, every time they put this out, they remix it. I've hated every CD that's ever come out on this, and I love the music on it. And I'm a huge Alex Chilton fan, and for me, this is the one that got it right. So, for that reason, I will never get rid of this. I love Box Bottom. Next, it's a reissue, so it's not rare or anything, but I love this record. The Blue Things, the best album band that nobody knows about, probably in the 60s in my opinion. One of the best, anyway. They're on RCA Records. The first song on the album, High Life, is one of my all-time favorite folky 60s songs. But they also rock, too. It's just a really great band. This is a reissue. I found it sealed at a good price. And first time I ever went to one of the record stores I go to, the one in Waverly. First time I ever went in there, I picked this up. And for that reason alone, it's like the first great thing I saw when I came back here in a record store. So, Blue Things. Another compilation, The History of Northwest Rock, Volume 3. Well, why would this be, I mean, you're not going to be able to see anything, on my list? Because this is, besides Nuggets, and maybe 8 Pebbles, this is the first garage compilation I ever got, and it's still to this day my favorite. This has the Bards on it, it has the Wailers on it, it's so tiny I can't read the print in the dark here, but the Woolies are on it. It's just a really, really, really good garage comp, and I love garage, and so yeah, I love this thing. My friends, the Mystic Eyes, out of Buffalo, New York. I used to know these guys, especially the lead singer and songwriter, Bernie Kugel. He was a real good buddy of mine. This is Craig Davidson. He died quite a long time ago. I think it was cancer, but I'm not positive. Great band. First band ever signed to Get Hip Records. And, in fact, this is the first album, I believe. This is Get Hip 1001. This is the first album ever released, I believe, on Get Hip Records. And they were just starting out then. They signed my buddies, the Mystic Eyes. The band I've seen most of any band in the world is the Mystic Eyes. And I wanted to pick a Mystic Eyes album. I'll never get rid of this. There's no reason to. I love these guys. It is available on CD with bonus tracks too, by the way. Anybody's interested? Had to pick a Beatles album. a Horror Zoo copy of Magical Mystery Tour. It's just the best sound Magical Mystery Tour has ever achieved. Every Beatle fan needs a Horror Zoo Magical Mystery Tour in their lives. Everybody knows about this album, and I'm glad I have one. I've had it since the early 80s, and it'll never leave me. And last but not least, one of my prized possessions, believe it or not. These used to be really hard to come by, not as hard anymore with the internet and eBay and all that. But Big Star Radio City, an original copy on Ardent Records. My favorite band in the world, even above the Beatles, and this and the first one are really close as two of my favorite albums. And I do not own an original pressing of the first album. I need to rectify that one of these days. But all the reissues switched the covers and put this on the cover and this on the back, at least most of the reissues. But this is an original Ardent pressing. Like I said, these were like hen's teeth when I found mine, and I couldn't believe it. I did find this in a record store out in the wild, and was extremely happy about that. So it's Big Star's second album, Radio City, and I will never part with it. There you go. I don't know what anybody thinks about that. None of those records all that rare or anything like that, but they're all records that I love for one reason or another. I hope that answers your question, your thread question. Once again, congratulations, Randy, on 148 subs. It's 151 at least. And enter this contest. Go people. Leave my silly little channel and go watch Randy. Deadwax66. You'll love him. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody. And once again, congratulations, Randy. Take care, everybody.